Human history did not begin with Europe. Long before classical Europe rose, one of the world's earliest advanced civilizations developed in Africa, the civilization of ancient Egypt. Around 3100 BCE, along the fertile banks of the Nile River, Egyptian society became highly organized. They built cities, created a writing system known as the hieroglyphs, practiced medicine, engineered irrigation system, and constructed monumental structures such as the Great Pyramid of Giza. At a time when many parts of Europe were still in tribal formation, Egypt has centralized government, taxations, architectures, and scientific knowledge. Egypt also influenced neighboring African civilizations such as the Kingdom of Kush, which later built pyramids of Meroe and even ruled Egypt during the 25th dynasty. Centuries later, civilization expanded across the Mediterranean. The rise of the ancient Greece around 800 BCE marked another important phase. Greek scholars traveled widely, and ancient sources suggested that some Greek thinkers studied in Egypt. Figures like Pythagoras, Plato, and Herodotus wrote about Egyptian knowledge and culture. Greece then developed philosophy, mathematics, political ideas like democracy, and advanced in art and science. These ideas did not appear in isolation. They were part of a broader exchange of knowledge across Africa and the Mediterranean. Later still, the civilization of ancient Rome rose in Italy. Around the traditional founding date of 753 BCE, Rome absorbed Greek culture and learning, while also influenced by earlier Italian societies such as the Etruscans. Rome became an empire known for law, engineering, roads, and administration. Through expansion, Rome spread Mediterranean knowledge across Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia. In this way, ideas that had developed over centuries, including those from Africa, circulated widely. This creates a simplified historical flow, often described as from Africa to Greece to Rome to the wider world. But history did not stop there. Thousands of years later, Africa faced colonization by European powers. This did not happen because Africa lacked civilization. Instead, it happened due to changing global power dynamics. In the 18th and 19th century, Europe underwent the Industrial Revolution. This transformed economies and militaries. European nations developed steamships, railways, telegraphs, and more advanced firearms. These technologies allowed them to project power across long distances. At the same time, European countries competed for raw materials and markets. This competition led to the period known as the Scramble for Africa. Between the 1880s and early 1900s, European nations rapidly claimed African territories. In 1884 to 1885, European leaders met at the Berlin Conference. African societies were not invited, yet borders were drawn, dividing the continent. These borders often ignored existing kingdoms, cultures, and trade networks. Medical developments also played a role. Diseases like malaria had previously limited European movement inland, but the use of quinine improved survival rates for Europeans in tropical regions. Another factor was political fragmentation. Africa contained many independent states, powerful ones like the Mali Empire, Songhai Empire, and the Ethiopian Empire, but they were not united as a single political entity. This made coordinated resistance difficult. Despite colonization, African societies maintained resilience and eventually regained independence during the 20th centuries. The key lesson here is Africa played a fundamental role in early civilization, yet colonization occurred much later due to technological shifts, economic competition, and global politics, not because Africa lacked history or development. Understanding this helps us to see history more clearly. Civilization did not move in a straight line from one place to another. Instead, knowledge flowed across regions and power changed over time. Africa was part of the foundation of world civilization and remains central to the human story.